Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. So anyways, you guys, it is, well, we all know it is kind of leaking out through a lot of the channels that they're trying to slither their way back in, the pair. And so I threw some cards out right here. So I'm going to start here. I got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So they're going to be feeling rather, which is the no card. They're going to tell them no, but it's in reverse. So they're going to be very paranoid and defensive. And they're doing it with a heavy heart, I would say, because the 9 in reverse is lack of fulfillment. So that's not something that gives them pleasure to do, but they're going to tell them no. We also have here unfulfilled, 4-wall structure. So they're going to feel very unfulfilled, taking them back. And then I also got the Hustler card in reverse. It is, I call it this one here is the deck that I nicknamed, and I called it the Hustler, Narc card, Actor card, Player, and it's in reverse. So they don't want them. And then calculated all together, it came to Olive Tree, family. So I was like, wow, okay, this is great. This is fantastic. So they're not going to take them, you guys. They're just not going to allow it to happen. They're going to be very defensive. You have to be when you're in the presence of someone like that. If you want to, you can check out the channel Joe Indahouse. He put out a video just recently in the last couple hours. I follow him on Quora. He is a narcissist who puts out videos. He also does some fantastic writing on Quora. I have been following him for about a year now. Anyways, he did say, keep things shallow. Keep things shallow with them. Do not go deep. Never go deep. Do your best to stay very shallow. Because even if you're not a target, according to Joe, they will always look at people as, okay, what can they do to serve me? What can I get out of this? Even if you were not initially a target of theirs, they're going to start thinking in terms of keep making you a target because that is their nature. That is how they think. So the Royals are doing a really smart thing, saying no, because he says also keep them away from you as much as possible. And if you have to spend time with them, take lots of breaks. Take your breaks to get your grounding. And only you will enjoy some laughs because they can be great to party with. They can be very fun. Enjoy your laughs, but do not expect anything to go deep, because if you expect anything to go deep, it will go south very quickly and you will end up being very, very disappointed. So I think they're being educated. I think they understand this, which is awesome. They're not in the dark. So we don't really have to worry about them as much as I think we do, because they've got the best of the best helping them. And I think they're getting this information. So anyways, let's clarify this Hustler card in reverse that I have here, the Jack of Diamonds. And they don't want these hustlers. They don't want these narcissist player actors around them. So let's clarify that. How are they going to behave around them? Will they stay shallow? Will they keep the conversation shallow? If they make their way there with that pair, the two of them together, which I really don't think she will. I really don't. But, there we go, the Death card. So it is over. They have an inability to change the situation. And it is what it is. It's the Death card, but it's in reverse. So it's not a literal death, obviously. It's resistant to change. And they know he's resistant to change. He's not going to change what he's done, who he is. He's got so many years of healing, and not likely will he ever change. He's more than likely going to carry a lot of these traits with him for a long time. It would take a lot of many, many years and self-awareness and taking accountability. And if he's lost empathy, if he has actually lost empathy, which I don't really think he has, I think it's just sort of, I don't know, it's hard, but he can be more cognitive empathy and he could start to realize how he's affecting other people, but not likely. Not likely in case unless he gets some really specialist in NPD, like, who is she on Quora? She's another favorite of mine. It'll come to me. She's wonderful. And she's out of New York, and she is a long waiting list, so they need someone like her. Here we go. So yes, they're not sure if it's worth hammering on. They got to hammer this out. And they have it's an inability to change the situation. They got to hammer it out, and they have made a judgment call. The judgment call is basically they have an awareness. It's a total awareness. And they don't expect a rebirth because we got the death card here. So they don't expect any changes from him. And they're not so certain that they will be able to overcome it because it's an 8. And they're not so certain if they hammer away at it, if it's even going to pay off. And that's basically what that is saying. So that's sad, but it is what it is. And they are going to try and keep any fighting they do on a more friendly, light end, not get heavy, because if it was in reverse, this is where you start to really get brutal. So they're going to keep the fighting, any fighting they do have, they're going to try and keep, probably pull back and lighten it up a bit and keep their money. Keep their money and their stability intact. They don't want to lose that. The Four of Pentacles, and it's also the coffin card. This is also a coffin card. So they know it's over. They know it's over trying to work on Harry. Working on Harry has not panned out, is what this is saying. It really hasn't worked out, trying to work with Harry. And so they're seeing that. They're really, really seeing that. I'm just going to lay these out. Here we go. So not sure he's hammered out. They're going to keep their stability, their money, and not so certain there with him. And we have here self-sacrifice. Dealing with him is a self-sacrifice, and they also realize they have to go inward. They have to think about different directions that they can use with him. They've got to think about crossroads for him because the legs are crossed. So they're going to think of a crossroad for him. That crossroad is going to be Africa, and that's what everybody says. I think that's what pretty much every reader says, is his crossroad is Africa. It's not going to be the UK. And so good luck to that, Harry. Don't see that happening. I really, really don't see that happening. So let's get some more. We got here also with that gentle arguing we're going to have, they're going to try and have the Knight of Wands energy with him, that just do it energy with enthusiasm. So they're going to try and be somewhat nice and enthusiastic, show some support, but they realize that there's going to be a little bit of arguing. And they have here the Epiphany with the Ace of Swords, because he wants a new beginning. He wants to, this is a physical card. He wants to seed a new relationship again, but it's going to affect the stability. They're not sure they're going to hammer away. And we have here, it would cause the family to be very unhappy and not satisfied. And they want that ending closure. It is an ending closure in their mind, but not to Harry's mind. So they're going to just try to be somewhat kind, because I think they realize how sick he is. Let's pull some more cards. We have here peace, fair fight afterwards, and we have here in front of the world. So they want to show that there's been some level of peace that's coming to them, that they've sort of somewhat bearing the hatchet. So they're going to make attempts to bury the hatchet in front of the world and let people know that there's an ending here. There's a successful ending here. And then we have here, and the Queen here would be the one to speak up about that. She's the one that would say, we made peace with Harry and Meghan. But they are going to be the wounded warriors here after this peace, fair fight afterwards. And they're going to have to manifest something new here, since it's not something that, with the Eight of Cups in reverse. So this is not an action they think this is an action they don't think they can overcome, for starters. And they don't think they can even seek out anything new. And moving on, they don't think that he's going to move on. So they've got to manifest something, because it doesn't look like Harry's going to move on. And everybody's wounded. So this is a wounded warrior. I think everybody's wounded here. The whole family's wounded. And in front of the whole world too. And then we have here loss and illness, inability to look inward with the Hermit, becoming lonely. So they think that he is going to suffer from loneliness and poor health and poverty. And that Markle will be in reverse here without being that single self-sufficient female who is on her own. She is, in this position, she is dependent. So they realize they've got issues with her, with money, because she is actually dependent. So they have actually probably gone broke. And we also have here the Queen of Wands in reverse with the Knight of Swords in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles. What is that saying in terms of all of this? They're not going to love the situation. She's not going to love the situation. Nobody, the females are not going to love this situation in the family. The women, I would say, with the Queen of Wands, nor would Queen Elizabeth. The enthusiasm's not there for their return. And they don't want to fight with them because we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So they don't want any war going on. Knight of Swords upright is the war card, and, you know, war with the family legacy. So they don't want to fight because of it's affecting the family legacy. So they're going, this is kind of fun and interesting. So yeah, but they're not, they're going to try and make peace. They are going to try and make peace, it's looking like. But they're not going to let him in, and they're going to say no with the heavy hearts. They have to figure out what they're going to do with them, and it is a Ten of Swords. This is not, they've been stabbed in the back, you know? They've been stabbed in the back. Here it is. They've been stabbed in the back, and everybody knows it. Harry knows it. Here we go, and we have here, and they know they've been lied to. Lies, dishonesty, and that is in the center. Conscious card, subconsciously, everybody knows they've been stabbed in the back. So, not going to take them lovingly under their wings and say, hey, no problem, let's just put this all under the rug and let's just pretend nothing happened and let's just carry on and pretend nothing happened. No, that's not going to happen. With a heavy heart, they're going to tell him no. They're going to tell him no. They're going to tell him no. They don't want the hustlers around, and it's going to be very unfulfilled in all those four-wall structures. You know, within the home, emotional unfulfillment here, emotional unfulfillment. So they don't want the entire family to be emotionally unfulfilled, because that is a cup card. So emotional unfulfillment, they don't want that because they got to work. They got to do what they got to do, and it's just going to put too much stress on them. So they're not going to let that happen. Let's get some more cards. Here we go. This is Under the Roses on the situation of them trying to slide back in, sliding back in. Trying to slide back into the family, slithering back in like little snakes. There we go. We got here, for them, that would be real lucky, the clover. That's what they're hoping for. They want to get lucky. I mean, it really would be getting lucky. But let's clarify that. Here we go. Let's clarify that lucky clover. What is actually going to happen, spirit guides and angels? They want to get lucky. But we got here in reverse. The locket in reverse. They don't love the situation, and they don't want it. Locket in reverse. So that is family. Family in reverse. The locket also is the family card. So the family does not want this. Not going to get lucky. Not going to get lucky. Nope, sorry. Not going to happen. Let's get some more energy. Dark energy, their response, or how, okay, what else do the family feel? What else does the family feel? So they're not going to get lucky. We don't love the situation. Oh, hiding your true self, huh, Harry? Hiding your true self. Where did Harry go? Who are you? We don't even know who you are anymore. We don't know who you are. Who are you? And they have to hide their true self. Like I said with what that Joe Into House channel, you got to be shallow. So even they have to hide themselves. They can't let down their guard. They can't be family because he takes everything and uses it against them. So they have to be shallow, which is hiding your true self. You cannot let your guard down and just have a cocktail and whatever flies out of your mouth is fine because it's not going to be used against you. They got to be careful with everything they say. They can't even have a nice social evening with them because everything's at risk. Everything's at risk if they do. Anything will be construed, changed, manipulated, and put out to the press via his wife. And Harry, if he gets a little petulant and nasty because he's been told no. You told me no, well, okay, then I'll take revenge on you. And this is what they're dealing with. So, yeah, let's get some more. Slithering back in card. Okay, trying to slither back in. Trying to slither back into the family. Here we go. That popped. It would be, oh, geez, I got gratitude in reverse. Gratitude in reverse. So they don't want it. No. And they don't think that he would not be grateful. He never was before. Why would that change? He's just going to go back to his old ways. He's just going to recycle, you know. They do recycle. Their traits, their personality, all those handbag tricks of the hustler narcissist, they recycle. And so it's just going to get recycled. There will be no gratitude. And they realize the gratitude's just not going to be there. So I'd like to also ask, how dirty is it going to get with the divorce? Because I really think that's going to be a war of the roses. So I want to just pull a few cards for fun here. How dirty is it going to get? How dirty is it going to get for Harry? How dirty is it going to get? Because with her not having access and being told no, and if they really stick to their guns and their boundaries and tell her no, 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 she's going to be really inclined to accept a divorce, basically, because there's nothing to gain. It's all about, what can I get out of this? How can I get them to serve me? And if they're not going to serve her, she's going to be like, what do I do now? So how ugly is it going to get? How ugly is it going to get? Because they're not going to serve her. They are not going to serve her. So what we have here is the Five of Wands. So she's going to try and fight gently at first. She's going to try and fight gently. And she's going to realize that there's no fork in the road back. And so that is the Two in reverse. So they're going to fight gently with her. They're not going to be too brutal, and vice versa. Public image is at stake here. So they're going to try and do it as gently as possible. Like I said with the other spread, they're going to try and do it as kindly as possible. Just say it like it is. Probably love and logic, really. Just express yourself, and then she's going to realize, okay, I got no fork in the road here now. There's no partnership here. And so, what do I do? So then she's going to be thinking, so War of the Roses, how dirty is it going to be? Well, she realizes she can't go back. So what is she going to do? No fork in the road for her, and it is cause and effect. She realizes it's actually fair. She'll never admit it. She won't admit it, but deep down, she knows it's fair. She knows not going back is fair, so what else is going to happen? And we have here Page of Wands in reverse. So there is no enthusiasm for her. She realizes there's no enthusiasm for her. She's probably going to tank down even lower into more childlike energy, being told no. They become more petulant. You told me no, and that is arrested development. They're like basically an adult with an 8-year-old mind. So she's going to regress into a younger version of herself. They will, and Harry too, because he's wanting her to go back into, or at least he's appearing to on the surface. So there's going to be this more petulant attitude, more immature. So let's see what else. And we have here the Five of Cups in reverse, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, with the Knight of Swords upright. So what do we have here? It's looking like with these challenges, telling her no, she's going to then say, well, it's not too much of an emotional loss. So she's going to put on face. That's just putting on the narc face. Adjusting her mask. No fork in the road going back. So she realizes that this is a call by probably William. I would say this is William here. Yeah, William is saying no, you're not. So she's going to put the blame on William. The cause and effect, she's going to realize that they didn't give her enough. She's going to probably put it out there. They didn't give her enough money anyway, so it wasn't worth hammering out. And I didn't gain enough experience with them. So with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, she doesn't have a plan. She lacks a plan at this point. She's going to be without a plan. And that's going to really affect her emotionally. She's going to really regress, which is going to cause this Nine of Swords, poor sleep, insomnia. She's going to become very, very upset. Very upset. So it's going to really affect her mental health. Now we're going to start seeing her mental health being adversely affected by her own behavior. And she will have a narc collapse. She will have a narc collapse. And when they do, they don't get out of bed. And it can go on for months. I mean, I knew once she wouldn't get out of bed for 3 months. Someone would bring her food and she would just drink her life away and eat in bed, and someone would have bathe her. I mean, she had the worst narc collapse. Unbelievable. And I wasn't around to visually see it because I lived out of state, but I heard about it through third party, about how bad they were, really severe. So what else is going to happen? This War of the Roses, divorce, how's she going to be? Being told no. She's going to realize she's going to lose Harry, lose his energy. So we have here the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's going to turn his back on her and the partnership. So we have the partnership card here. So he's going to turn his back on her and he's going to leave her. No longer want to be in her presence. So yes, so that's why she is going to be Nine of Swords. And she is going to try and turn her water into wine, try and take a bad situation and make it better because she is tungsten. She doesn't, she doesn't bend. She will get her ego balloon refilled at some point in time. Someone will come along and refill her up. And then she will be off and running again at some point in time after she probably has a major collapse. And then we have here Harry getting energized by the fact that he took down his wife and that, he's been told no. In some respects, it's looking like he's going to kind of secretly like it. Initially, he's going to act angry about it. He's not going to act like he likes it, but he ends up liking it because then he leaves her and partnership in reverse, maintaining his cool and calm. And then he's energized by the whole situation. He's like, yes, just do it. Now maybe I can get a fresh start. So it's going to energize him. So he's going to start to heal somewhat. And then we have that wounded warrior underneath Harry. So he's going to be that wounded warrior who has to heal. And then we have here the King of Swords in reverse. So I would say that would be Charles still having issues with him. Charles still battling it out, basically, with the King of Swords in reverse. He's not going to want to talk to him. He's still going to be very guarded around him. Communication, intellect in reverse. He's not going to want to share his ideas. He's going to be very cold towards him, not trusting, and wanting to still cut him out, basically, with the King of Swords in reverse. This is a position you don't want to see because this is kind of corruption. So basically, he's going to want to literally cut. He's going to really just be very short with him. And we have here, and he's going to be very short with the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in reverse also. So that would be Markle, not being self-sufficient and being dependent. And he's going to be very short with her as well. Very short with her and cold towards her, and realizing there's no stability. They bring no stability to the foundation of the firm, the family. There's no foundation there. The foundation is busted, basically, is cracked. That foundation's completely cracked with the Four of Wands in reverse. No stability whatsoever. So, and he thinks she's totally crazy. I mean, she is a nut job, is what that's saying. She's a nut job. And I'm just not going to tell her any of my intellect. I'm not sharing anything. So that's good. Yay. He's not going to share his deepest thoughts. And you can't do that because they will use it against you. They're using it. When they talk to you, they really want to get all the information on you and reveal very little about themselves. They won't go deep, but they're going to expect you to go deep. They want you to go real deep because they want to gather all that information. So he's not going to do it, and that's awesome. He's just not going to do it. Let's get some more here. And then we have here the Three of Wands in reverse. So in terms of the divorce, Three of Wands in divorce, there will be no support for her, and there's no creation expansion for her. Judgment in reverse. So she's going to have lots of self-doubt and inner critic going on. She's going to be very upset, and she's going to realize that she has to have a new emotional beginning. As a result, she's got to start over. She's going to have to start over. So that's basically that. That's kind of how it goes. And then under the surface, it is a death. It's like a death to the family. Everything's been like a death. Harry's mind's like a death. The estrangement of him and everything he's done has been like a death and a major transformation to the entire establishment. It affects everybody. Even a divorce. It doesn't just affect the couple. It affects everyone. And that's what this is. It's the death of the marriage. It's a death of the hope and the dreams they had. They did welcome her with open arms. Charles walked her down the aisle. They allowed her at Christmas prior to the wedding and the nuptials. No other person was allowed to do that but Markle, okay? So don't tell me they're racist, all right? Here we go. And then we have here King of Pentacles upright. So that is the banker card. That is the loving energy, taking control. The king, the King of Pentacles is very practical. So basically, she knows it. She's going to try to be very practical. Markle's going to try to be practical with her money. She's going to try and be smarter with what she does have in the bank. She might try and get some more out of Charles as well, I feel, because he's the one with the purse strings. Because there's this death of the relationship. So therefore, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? So that will come out. I guarantee you she's going to try and milk it for as much as she can, because she's not self-sufficient. She's not that feminist. She's not self-sufficient. She is nothing she claims to be. And so hopefully this surrogate that now apparently lives in Colorado will come out. And I just really hope she talks about this, because she is no feminist, and that was part of what she complained about, that Markle's no feminist. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.